Hi, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela with another video from Blue Bear Flutes. You can find us, of course, on bluebearflutes.com. You can find us under Blue Bear Flutes and Blue Bear Arts on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and gosh, probably just everything else. Anyway, today's video that we're making is about our amplification system. This is a tiny little amplification system. It's 25 watts. It's a very handy unit, mostly because the flute is a very quiet instrument, of course, in the first place. In addition to that, the flute doesn't make that beautiful echo sound like you're in a canyon like so many people like. This unit here can help you get the echo sound. We've talked about its other features in previous videos. You have the echo control knob and the volume control knob, and then there's a few carriage buttons up here on the top for changing it from the mode to the next track if you've got a USB or a micro SD card inside of it containing MP3 files. And also the previous and the play pause feature. It's got a line in and a mic in feature, which is kind of handy. Has a built-in battery, of course, so you have to recharge it with this charger that comes with it. And then, like I say, a little micro SD card slot if you want to put your music on there, or you can put music on a USB device and just plug it right in. So what we're talking about, like I say, today is the remote control, which is equally as tiny. It is an infrared remote control, like your TV remote, well, most of your TV remotes. So the unit will not function unless it has a line of sight. There's a little light bulb there, and you have to have a line of sight to be able to use it. We're just basically going to go over the features of the remote today, and so that you can be a little more familiar with how this thing works. The remote, I'll tell you right up front, is not my selling point on this item. I like the remote for once in a while convenience, but usually I rarely ever use it. So it is very handy, and I've had so many people email back and tell me, well, it's good for this, and it's good for that, and it's good for this, and that is fantastic. But I guess for my particular needs, I really haven't found the need for it a lot. Now, there are times when I'm away in an event, and I'm using like one of my wireless setups that I have that's just a little simple plug-in type deal. And I'm talking to someone about my flutes at the same time. The music's a little loud. I change the volume of the music. That's kind of handy. Or we just need to turn it off altogether. That's also very handy. So there are times that I use it like that. There are, once again, some other features. We'll just go over them real quick here. So you have the power button. It will only turn the unit off and on if the unit is already turned on. So you actually have to turn this knob to the on position. Have some lights come up on the front, and then when you hit the power button, it'll turn it off. You notice the little green light is still going here. So because the green light is still on, you know that the unit can be turned back on with the same remote control. And let's see, the next one is a mode. Say, for example, you want to listen to the radio or switch over to MP3s. You can hit the mode button, and that'll do that. And there is a mute button. The mute button turns the volume off to either the built-in radio, which once again is not my big selling feature on this item, or it'll turn the volume off to a USB or micro SD card if you're playing MP3s on it. It'll turn the volume off to that. It will not turn off the volume to the microphone, so that's something to keep in mind. Then the play pause button, of course, just like it sounds. If you have a USB plugged in, and you'll hear music immediately. What was I listening to? You can turn the volume down. You see the volume changing there. You can pause it with the pause button. You can go to the previous track. Let's turn it back on. Previous track is my kid's Peter Pan play. So we'll go back to
Software Toolworks.
Some of that. Then we have the volume, then there's a repeat, and the repeat is kind of handy. Some models may vary slightly, but for the most part they all have the repeat. And then there's the USB SD card, so you can, if you've got both of them plugged in, you know, you have a whole myriad of music there at your fingertips, you can switch between one and the other. These 1 through 9 buttons, of course, 0, 1 through 9, are of course for controlling which track if you're going that way with it. So I'll just show you kind of a handy little use of it here real quick, and I think that's about it. This way you'll get the feel for how it works. So So I'm not going to play with that. Let's see. I'm not ready for Star Wars on the flute today. And then from there we can go to the next track.
The software tool.
Not sure what all that music's on there for. Then we have an equalizer. The equalizer is kind of a handy tool that a lot of people tell me that they want to change the tone a little bit this way and a little bit that way. And myself, I'm not really into the equalizer as a handy item. However, if you're playing something through here that's a little harsh and you want to change its tone a little flat or rather a little crisp or a little more low tone, I guess is what you're going to be looking at there with the equalizer, you can do that. So really, it's a handy item, especially if you're playing backing tracks and you want to start and stop it. However, like I say, it'll never control the music coming from the microphone or from the inline, the audio inline. It will, however, turn the unit off, at which time you cannot do that. So anyway, this concludes this video. Just wanted to show you guys a little bit about what this handy little unit can do. And like I say, enjoy the feature of being able to listen to your flute with its acoustic echo, which is probably the handiest thing in the world you can do. Having that little echo feature is something that you can't reproduce unless you're in a cave or with equipment. And once again, if you have any questions about it, please make sure you send us a message. If you are looking for an amplification system for your flute, I do believe this is an excellent one for you. So once again, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela signing out for BlueBearFlutes.com, and we hope to hear from you and see you again very soon.